Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Monday here, anyway, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We missed the tracker update yesterday. We had Ayrton come in, like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and had a big day, doing lots of stuff during the day as well, sorting out the next leg 3, and all entrance stuff and so on. And still haven't written the press release, but the schedule, we were supposed to do it last few days when there's a few people here and so on, but hopefully we'll get it done today and out tomorrow or something. But the good news is here, boom, I've got the list of the actual provisional winners of a combination of leg 1 and 2. So I've done all the calculations and I can tell you where it's at. It's provisional because there's still a couple of potential penalties that need to be issued. A little bit of a tribunal. We started talking about that yesterday for some of the entrants, and that'll be declared this week. But anyway, for now, the provisional placings without any of that stuff, I'll give you at the end of this tracker. There's only a couple of boats still out there, but they're on their way. So we'll show you what's going on, and then we'll talk about who's actually leading the race now. And I think it's pretty obvious because Renault got in leg 1. He was first in leg 1 and he was first in leg 2, but it's the positioning of the others so far where that comes to, and adding that together to give bits and pieces and some statistics. The statistics are quite amazing, quite surprising. I'll tell you that average speeds and so on, they're really hooting along. So, and the funny part was this morning I saw, who was it? It was Canadan. Put a post up, and he's like a reel, and he's the headline or theme of the reel was Globe 580, around the world racing yacht to Globe 580 liveaboard cruiser. Because most of the boats, in fact, most of the guys are actually still living on their boats, and they'll live on their boats for the month that they're here and so on. There's a few checking out, going home and going on holidays and stuff like that, but a big chunk are just living on their boats. So they are very versatile for sure. Anyway, let's have a look at what's happening on board for the last 4 boats that we've got out there. I think it's 4. Yes. So we've got Gary and Josh sailing towards Vuda Marina here, and we've got the boys, John and Popeye, still back in Papeete. They haven't left. They're obviously enjoying the delights of Papeete and Tahiti. They'll need to think about getting going because they're a couple of thousand miles still from the finish, and if they want to be here in the last week, they'll probably need to think about leaving in the next few days. So anyway, here we have Gary at the 8 o'clock position doing 4.2 knots, plenty of breeze, you can see that. So no big rush, and I'd say they're undersailing the boat to keep it comfortable. And he did 75-mile day. This one's sounds a bit confusing, but he had a very slow day yesterday, very little wind, but the wind's now filled in. He's doing 4.4 knots and managed 60 miles for the day. Because they were there. If you follow the track back a bit, you can see they weren't doing real fast. And right now, Josh is absolutely undersailing the boat because it's blowing, sort of 25, 30 knots, maybe even gusting a bit more. Because when Jasmine came in last night, she was talking about some big squalls. She had a big squall for 2 hours as she was coming through the pass. There's a lot of wind and bits and pieces, and then it all disappeared, of course, sucked all the wind away. So I think there might be a bit of that for these guys as well. So on that basis, will they arrive at night time or daytime? Its distance to the finish is 180 miles. I'd say that's going to be a nighttime arrival. He should be able to do maybe 2 90-mile days. Could be slow, but I think there's plenty of breeze the next 2 days. So it could be early morning 2 days. So it's Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. First light, we might see Josh turn up, but let's wait and see. And then Gary is 256. So if that's the case, he could be in on Wednesday night. Tuesday morning. No, sorry. It's Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. No, I think it'll be Wednesday night. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it's still away. So we'll probably have one of those guys will get in at night time anyway. Either way, it works. And, well, we don't need to show you Papiete. So that's it, except for the weather for the next 2 days. So let's just push that through. Here we go. There were plenty of breeze there. So Josh is going to have a fast ride in and a fast ride across the lagoon. If he decides that, wow, they might go slow. So C's going to pick up as well. C will be up around 3 to 4s, I reckon. Yep, plenty there, although it gets in a bit of a lee of this island here when they get on the inside. So not too bad if they stay in close, which they will. That's the general track. So it'll be C's today, just building. So the sea will build up today. He's got 2.5 meters, but that'll build to 3.5 meters by this afternoon, I reckon. You can see that when we just go over here a bit. The purple's coming across both of them. So it's a building day for these guys, and then that's the 23rd through. Push it through, so plenty of C's right through to the 24th, but they'll just miss the worst of it. So if we come back here, and I'll go with the wind again, have a look. Not moving, so hit that, and it'll start moving. So that's today, real time. It builds, covers over the top of them, and then we've got 24th. So this is the next day. Yeah, still plenty of breeze there all the way through. So it's a bit of a rush on. They'll be undersailing the boat, keep it calm. They're not on a lee shore when they get there. It's running down the coast, so that's pretty safe. And then when they get across the lagoon, it's pretty straightforward. So Josh could get in earlier. We'll just have to wait and see. It could be a nighttime arrival for Josh, and then a daytime for Gary. But we can't pick that until it's there. I should mention Captain Coconut's pulled into Vavau as well. Going to experience the delights of Vavau and Tonga. Not sure if he'll cruise down into Hapai, but there you go. So that's the basis of that. I'll now come back here. This will be a short one. We are waiting. Jasmine's on standby. She's out on the mooring, which you probably saw last night. It was great to see her. And she was very happy to be there. She said that the leg from Tonga to here was amongst the toughest, and they've all said that. It's been pretty demanding, lots of changing weather conditions, all that sort of stuff, quite tiring. And the interesting comment from Jasmine was that when she departed Portugal a long, long time ago, she didn't have a lot of experience in the 580, and she stepped out that night into some big weather, and it was quite demanding and so on. She said this leg was similar to that. The difference is now she's got a lot more experience, and she's got Starlink, so she was able to talk to people and follow the weather and things like that. So it was all kind of cool. Anyway, John just put a message up there. Hi, Don. Can you post up a translation of the songs they are singing in the boats? Oh, I'll try to. I'll ask them what's the song and what's the word say. See how we go. Okay, so what's happening? Well, first of all, we're using Renault as a benchmark from the National Sailing Academy in Antigua, which was the beginning of leg 1, to Fiji, which is quite a distance. It's about, on the rum line, it's about 8,000 miles, and they actually sail a bit more than that. Of course, the rum line is that red line, but we're using the rum line as the basis for statistics for performance, because that's fair and reasonable. You get a guy, the boats are sailing all over the place, but people say, oh yeah, but you could sail around in circles really fast and so on. So based on the rum line, his average speed all the way for the last, in fact, he's been at sea on leg 1 and 2. He's been at sea for a total of 65 days, 12 hours and 12 seconds. So over that 65 days, average speed is 122.14 miles per day. Now, that's not bad. 122 miles a day for the little 580 on a consistent basis over 65 days is very impressive. And most of the others doing something similar. We'll release the whole statistics on everything later on, but that's pretty impressive. His time at sea for for leg 2 was 56 days. Okay, 17 hours, 19 minutes. So he's had 56 days at sea to cover effectively 6,800 miles. And then if we go down the line, I'll just come to the combined results of both legs. The second position at the moment, and these are provisional because it doesn't take into account any penalties that will be applied, and there are going to be some penalties, not to Dan, but within the fleet. He's on, Dan Turner is on 67 days, 2 hours, 12 minutes and 1 second. So Dan's actually coming second, running a couple of days behind Dan Turner. Then running third is Kerry. Kerry's still running third, even though he was low on the second leg. He did really well on the first leg. So Kerry's in third. His total time of 69 days, 0 hours, 23 minutes and 49 seconds. And then after that, it's Dan Turk. Now, what happened to Peeler? Peeler was very slow on the first leg. So Dan Turk has taken up provisional placing of fourth place, 69 days, 23 hours, 45 minutes and 33 seconds. So Dan is basically a bit over 4 days behind Renaud. And then Peeler pops up on 70 days, 1 hour, 29 minutes and 48 seconds because of her poor result on leg 1 when she wasn't feeling really well and settling into the boat and so on. And then it goes from Peeler being fifth. Sixth is Christian. Christian on 71 days, 20 hours, 24 minutes and 39 seconds. And then seventh comes through to Adam on 72 days, 6 hours, 21 minutes and 22 seconds. Eighth is Jacob, 73 days, 45 minutes and 0 hours and 45 minutes and 18 seconds. So Jacob at 73 days is about 8 days behind Renaud. Okay, so it's not so bad, it's 8,000 miles and he's 8 days behind. Not too bad at all in terms of a fleet situation. So that's 8th. 9th is Eric. Eric had a disaster coming in here, sitting outside for an extra 24 hours or something. 74 days, 12 hours, 0 minutes and 29 seconds. So he's holding 9th position. And Ayrton is in 10th position, 76 hours, 76 days, 11 hours, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. That's as far as we've gone. So it's an average speed of 5 knots for Renaud, 5.08 knots, all the way from National Sailing Academy in Antigua here to Vuda Marina in Fiji. It's impressive. The boats go. So anyway, more of that later on. We'll be putting some of this in the press release, obviously, and then that's provisional because we've got to work out the other issues this week and notify everyone, make the statements and so on. So it's all going really well. So if you're wondering what's happening, that's a quick peek for those that come into the tracker update. A lot of people don't because it's a bit of a waffle at the same time, but thanks for following. This could be we'll see how we go. You know what's happening. You can follow in Josh and Gary. We'll do an ETA update, so this may be the last tracker update for that. We've got the two guys coming across. They haven't left Papeete yet. We'll see how we go. We probably won't do a tracker every day for those two while they're going. It'll be more trade winds, hopefully, but we'll do an occasional update just to let you know what they're doing. But anyone can get on the tracker. Don't forget, you can get the app on your phone, and you can follow it on the website as well, on the Mini Globe Race website. So if you're wondering what's happening, you can jump on there anytime. Because it's surprising, it's not as if, we can relax now they're all here. In fact, Jane and I are super busy at the moment, doing all sorts of stuff. Haven't been sailing yet, haven't even put the sails up on the boat yet. It's still in the head. We've got 2 heads here. One head's full of sails, or just the Genoa and the Salent jib. But we will get sailing eventually, probably after the start. No, we won't. Well, no, we won't. We're going to go sailing within a week or so, hopefully. So all good. Okay, that's it. No questions here. I'll be interested to see them start all together again. Yeah, that's a big point. Even the entrants are looking forward to that. The pit stop concept is important for keeping everyone in a relative position, but yeah, it means that they're possibly sailing in different weather. But that happens as well when you're on the track. When you sailing, in the ocean, if you're 5 days behind, you're going to get different weather than the guy up the front, and so it's still a very natural process, and we can't afford the time to have a mass start on every leg, and it'll get too confusing. This is the first time we've had to combine two legs together to get an overall result, and we'll be doing that, as we move forward on each of the legs, and there'll be some announcements on that as well to see how it goes, because we're scheduled to arrive in Recife right on top of their Carnivale, which is a total nightmare because a lot of countries have a Carnivale, but the one in Recife is massive. Hotel prices triple in price. Everything's booked out. There's people everywhere, and it's right smack bang when the fleet's due to arrive. And we were scheduling a mass restart, so we're making a decision on that, whether we do or we don't in the next few days. We'll talk more to the very super friendly and supportive people in Recife, but they know it's a problem as well. So we'll hang on to your hat for that. And we're still talking about the final course when we leave here, how it's managed. Some people want to go into Darwin, blah, blah, blah. Some people don't. So that will all be resolved in the days ahead. And okay, that's it. G'day, Stuart from Citran. Good to see you. I learned so much. Thanks. Cool, Robert. Great. Thanks for everyday update. Yep, no problem. It's a huge achievement by them all. It sure is, and they pinch themselves as well. Having got here, the reality kicked in, and it really sinks in when Ayrton finally came in here yesterday. He was, I wouldn't say stunned, but it was sort of like, wow, we're in paradise in the Pacific, and makes them realise exactly how far away they are from home and how far they've come and all that stuff. So they're all having a good time, and certainly all the other sailors here in Buda are impressed. So anyway, all good. We'll see you again when we do the next update. We'll probably try and drop in every day, but if we don't, I'm sure you'll understand, because we'll do the ETA updates when they go through. Rachel's just asking what type of boats. All general maintenance. There's no big structurals. It's the masts and underwater and things like that. But some have got more than others to do. Jasmine said last night that she had quite a bit to do, so was looking forward to getting into it, but also having a rest. She's quite happy to get 4 weeks off now. Okay, all done. So we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.